G'day guys, welcome to my RXY's V2 video. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about NRL Round 3 predictions for 2020 guys, so let's get started. So to kick things off with the first game of this round, we see the Broncos going up against the Eels. Now, what I can say about this match, this game will be a very hard game. Last time we beat the Broncos was 58-0 in Bankwest Stadium when I was there vlogging that game with the Entertain House. And what I can say about it is I reckon it'll be a shuffle round for this one. So coming in with Jack Bird going out of the Broncos squad will be Jermaine Asako going in number 1 for the fullback up against Clint Gutherson. Number 2 will be Corey Oates up against Mike Osivo. Coming at number 3 is Tony Staggs up against Michael Jennings. Darius Boyd up against Wonga Blake, and Jesse Arthurs up against Blake Ferguson. Now, okay, Blake Ferguson is a really good player. Going up against Jesse Arthurs, this is going to be a test. And what I can say about it is, I just think that this game will be a good quality match, Thursday night match, and I cannot believe that it's going to be like a rematch kind of thing where Eels play Broncos and Broncos play Eels, and it's going to be like a shuffle around like that. But anyhow, what I can say about it is I'm going to go with the Parramatta Eels by 8 points. I just think they'll slice that cake, and I just think how the way they're going to produce tries and like tackles and so many line breaks is absolutely going to be like, I reckon Mike Osivo will get like a try, and I reckon Mitchell Moses will get a try, plus he'll get a line break, and I reckon he'll get a try assist, kicking it into Michael Jennings' hands, and I reckon that he'll score a try too. But I think, for instance though, Alex Glenn up against Sean Lane, it'll be a very tough, tightening thing to say. But I reckon Alex Glenn will definitely get the benefit of the doubt, and I reckon that he'll probably test Sean Lane out. Because I reckon out of the way that this game will be, it's going to be a tough turnaround, because I reckon we're probably going to get either beaten or get a win. Or I reckon we're probably going to get a win, plus we're going to get a beaten. But I'm going to go with the Parramatta Eels on this one by 8 points, and I reckon that this game will be a turnaround, and I reckon that Eels will win by 8 points anyway, but I'm not too sure what the scoreline will be, because it's hard to say, and I reckon that Eels will just get a win by 8 points by slotting that win and getting that W for their team anyway. The next game of this round, we see the Cowboys going up against the Titans. Now, I think that this game will be a simple match. It's going to be at that new stadium for the Cowboys home ground, and basically it's going to be a really good shuffle for their team to basically have that squad into their absolute team anyway. And I just think for the Titans though, they need to reshuffle, they need to have the win, and they can't just play their heart out but then like losing every match, because they've lost 2 games of round 1 and 2. They need to have a win, or they're just going to be like a bloody team that's just going to say, oh, we're going to win, but then we're going to lose. But they're going up against Cowboys. I just think that they're going to get a win here, and I reckon that Cowboys will just get the benefit of the doubt. But it's going to be a really hard decision to make, to see who's going to get like the first try scorer, who's going to kick the line breaks, who's going to make the field goal if it's like a tie, but it won't be because it is the Titans anyway. And basically what I can say about this team, the Cowboys, I just think when Valentine Holmes comes into that squad, and I reckon that when Isan Masters comes to that squad too, it's just going to be an absolute win. And I just think that they're going to get a win by 6 points for the Cowboys. And I just think that that Valentine Holmes will have a massive, great game for this game anyway. And basically, for this squad, for the Titans, it is a reshuffle, but when Justin Holbrook comes to that squad, it's going to be a little bit of a test to see how the Titans go for him, because it is his first coaching career for the round 3 anyway, and basically it's just going to be a reshuffle, and I reckon it's going to be a test for him, because he only just came into that Titans coaching squad, into that team, and really it's going to be basically difficult to see that managing like so many things that could go wrong. But what I can say about it is I'm going to go with the Cowboys by 6 points, and I reckon that they're just going to slot it through, and I reckon they're going to get a benefit of the doubt for this win, and I reckon they're going to get a W by 6 points for this predictor anyway. The next game of this round, we see the Roosters going up against the Rabbitohs. These two teams are basically so hard to beat, and once this team is basically going to be clashing with each other, they just hate each other basically. And really, for instance though, what I can say about this squad, I reckon that it's going to be a tight squeeze for it, and I reckon because since Roosters are a very favourite of the team and they're probably going to win this match, I just don't see Latrell Mitchell playing fullback. It's because he's just not a fullback side. He's like more of a centre, halfback, and like either like number 6 or number 7. So I just think that it's just horrible for him going into that fullback squad, and I just don't think he'll play a good game against like James Tedesco, because James Tedesco has a lot of experience, but then I reckon he'll basically smash Latrell Mitchell. So then I reckon that Latrell Mitchell is not going to have a good game. But for this new bloke coming in for Cody Walker, Troy Dargan is going to be a very good switch, and I just think that he's going to produce one of the most good games for that match. But I just don't see Rabbitohs getting a win, only because they just don't have the right squad, and it's just not right. And I don't really like how the way they just play their footy good. It's just not right, and there's something there that needs to be fixed. But I'm going to go with the Roosters though by 10 points, and I'm just thinking for the scoreline, I'm going to predict 20 points to 10, and I reckon that they'll slot a win here against the Rabbitohs, and I reckon they'll just get a massive win. So that means they're proven to themselves that they are a better squad anyway for this team to win up against the Rabbitohs anyway. The next game of this round, we see the Warriors going up against the Dragons. Now, this game will be a very good game, and what I can say about it is just to rethink about it. I like how the way that Warriors are. They got a good squad, but they just don't feel like they're going to win. Like, they don't really like winning. They don't really like losing either. But I just don't see that if this game's going to be a really good game for them. I just don't think they'll win this game. And to prove themselves, the Dragons, they've pretty much were like horrible, but they came up on top, and then they fought for a win a couple of times. But then with Matthew Duffy going up against Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, he sidesteps really well, but then you got Matthew Duffy, where he is basically really fast, and then you obviously got like Ben Hunt. So Ben Hunt, like, really, he's a really good player. And say that, like, Dragons, they've got a good squad, and they've lost a couple of games, I think. And then for the Warriors, though, they're second last on the ladder. They just need to get some points to regather themselves back up on top. But I just don't think they will. So I'm going to go with the Dragons, though, by 8 points. And seeing this, though, I reckon they will get some points into them, but I reckon Matthew Duffy will get a try assist, Michaeli Revelau will get a try. I reckon Ben Hunt will get a try. And I reckon John Ferreira will get a try, actually. And this game is going to be a cracker of a match, and I just don't think that the Warriors will get a win here. So I'm going to go with the Dragons by 8 points, and I just think that they will get a win only because they have good quality squad, and Warriors, they just need to regather what they have and basically regather what they really need to do for that team anyway. The next game of this round, we see the Sharks going up against the West Tigers. Now, this game is going to be an absolute splendouring game of a match. Sharks are a very good team. They've got a good squad. They've got like Chad Townsend. They've got William Kennedy, which he came from the Newtown Jets. And basically, what I can say about this squad, I reckon that he's going to produce very good ball. And I reckon that he's going to be one of the most accurate player to basically score a try, to get a line break, and plus to get a try assist. But for Joseph Leilua, though, for the West Tigers, I just think that that's a really good signing. And for coming into that squad, though, for Josh Dugan up against Joseph Leilua will just, I reckon that he'll beat Josh Dugan, because I reckon that this team will have the benefit of the doubt for the Tigers. So I'm going to go with the Tigers, though, by 6 points. I reckon they'll get a win, and surely they just due for a win, and I reckon Joseph Leilua will turn this team around, and I reckon they'll get a win for this point of view. And for starters, Moses Mbai coming in for number 5, he is absolutely going to really turn this game around, and I reckon that he will. And you got like David Nofaluma for number 2 on the wing, and you got Adam Dewey on number 1 for the fullback anyway. So, really good players there, absolutely splendouring squad, and I just think that they will get a win, though, by 6 points for the West Tigers. I just don't see Sharks will win this game for sure, but if they do, I'll be surprised if they do, but I'm going to go with them. I'm going to go with the West Tigers, though, by 6 points anyway, and I just think the West Tigers will definitely get the win up against the Sharks anyway. The next game of this round, we see the Storm going up against the Raiders. These two squads, absolutely hard teams, and I reckon that this team, the Raiders, are an absolute very good squad. And Joseph Leilua going to the West Tigers is just a bit of a loss for the number 3 of the centres. And just so I'll make it clear, I reckon the Raiders will definitely win this game for sure. But last time the Storm played against the Raiders won. Josh Papali scored the winning try, and that was an absolute cracker of a match. Absolutely splendouring win, and I just think that the Raiders will definitely get this win for sure. So what I make it for this one, since Jordan Rapana might be returning for that game, I reckon that they will turn things around, and I reckon that Josh Papali will have that winning try again, unless if the Storm can make a point of view to turn things around. But since that, I'm going to say Josh Adokar up against either Nick Kotrick, I'd say, and Bailey Simonson up against I forgot now. So I forgot, sorry. And yeah, no, actually I know, Siliasi Vunivalu, that's it. So Siliasi Vunivalu up against Bailey Simonson. I reckon Bailey Simonson will definitely get a try here, and I reckon that he will. And I could say that they're having one of the most splendouring games each time they play. But Chante Nickel-Klokstad does have a really good game of football, and I reckon since he usually does that, I just don't think that the Storm will probably make a win here. but it's going to be hard to make a decision for the Storm and Raiders, because Storm and Raiders are a very hard two teams to obviously beat against. But these two teams are clashing together, and I just think that the Raiders will obviously win up against the Storm anyway. So I'm going to go with the Raiders here by 10 points. And I just think that this game will be an absolutely cracker of a match, and I think that the Raiders will definitely get a win up against the Storm anyway. The next game of this round, we see the Panthers going up against the Newcastle Knights. Now, what I can say about it is I've heard a lot of stories about the Panthers squad. Nathan Cleary won't be returning for 2 games because he has a 2-match ban. And also, I think Tyrone May might not be playing too. And what I can say about this squad, Panthers are alright, but they've got a really, it's kind of an edgy team. Because without Nathan Cleary doesn't make, without Nathan Cleary, there won't be any really good entertainment. But seeing this though, Liam Burton coming into that squad, it's just a really big move. But then you got Jerome Luai coming in for number 7 to replace Nathan Cleary. It's definitely a really good replacement. But then you obviously got Mitchell Pearce, sorry, not Mitchell Moses, I meant Mitchell Pearce for Jerome Luai, those two. And then you obviously got Kurt Mann up against Matt Burton or something like that, yeah. I just said that. But anyway, let's move on and let's talk about something else. So what I can say about it is Newcastle Knights have got a very good squad. And I reckon though that they're going to be one of the most very cool teams to obviously beat. But Tex Hoy coming into that squad, he's just an absolute biggest move I've ever seen, replacing Kalen Ponga. Because Kalen Ponga has signed a multi-million-dollar deal for the Newcastle Knights. And I just don't think that since Kalen Ponga is not playing, I reckon Tex Hoy is just going to be a very good testing up against like Caleb Bakins. And what I can say about it is I like how the way that these two squads are a very good team, but I'm going to go with the Panthers on here. I'm going to go with the Panthers by 6 points. I reckon they will get the win. I just don't see the Newcastle Knights getting a win here. And I reckon, though, that the Panthers will show up. They'll obviously turn up to that game and obviously win. And I reckon they'll get the job done up against the Newcastle Knights. And I reckon for that, that will be a very good win for the Panthers against the Newcastle Knights anyway. And last but certainly not least, we see the Sea Eagles going up against the Bulldogs. Now, this team, I reckon, this is going to be a very hard match. And I think that this team is just basically going to be a very hard team to obviously beat for the Bulldogs. Because they've got a very hard team, but their attack is just absolutely very much similar. But then you obviously got Tom Travojevic up against Darnell Selesniak. Now, what I can say about it is the Manly Sea Eagles have gotten a really good squad. Tom Travojevic is a really good player. Daly Cherry Evans is a really good player. George Tavua, he can make bloody big hits. Nick Meaney, I believe. Yeah, he's a very good player also too. But then you obviously got Manly Sea Eagles for the players that really turn up. But this is going to be not at Brookvale Oval. It's going to be, no, not Royal Land. It's going to be at Central Coast Stadium. And I just think that this game will really turn up for them. And really, I just think that the Manly Sea Eagles will definitely turn up for this game. And I reckon they will put the points up against the Bulldogs. But I hate to see Bulldogs defeat the Manly Sea Eagles. But obviously, for my prediction, I'm just going to say that I reckon the Manly Seagulls will win on this one. I'm going to go with the Manly Seagulls, but I'm going to go by 8 points. And I reckon that this game will be a good quality match. And I just think that this game will be a very hard match, though. But I hate to see if Bulldogs will win that game. I'll be definitely surprised. But I'm going to go with the Manly Seagulls in this one by 8 points anyway. Thanks guys for watching my video, guys. Stay tuned for more. I will be doing a couple of videos coming to you guys soon. Also, I'll be doing more videos coming to you guys soon, so stay tuned for more. Plus, leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and for this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Till then, take care guys, stay safe, and have a good one. Plus, let us get up to 150 subscribers. We're sitting on 138, but this is close anyway, so let's get up to 150. But if we reach up to 150, we're going to reach up to 200 anyway. So let's get up to 150 subscribers. We're sitting on 138 anyway, but stay tuned for more, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.